really got to be concerned about his turnovers, because other than turning the ball over, it's going to be difficult for Boston to come from this far back.
Celtics are shooting.
Nets are closing in on 60%.
Van Horn drills that one. Keith Van Horn now with 6 points. And this is the latest, largest lead of the game.
This started out as a great day in Boston. Red Sox win the first 2 games. The Yankees started the bad news today. The New Jersey Nets are continuing the trend. When he struggles, it's very evident.
McCullough missing the first free throw and knocking down the second. Big double-digit leads. Pierce, double team, and able to put it in. That's what he sees every time he puts the ball on the floor. Okay.
It's a hard game to do anything.
Aaron Williams with his 3rd foul. Every game with you is... No, I'm not going to say that. Gets it. Armor Eastern, the WNBA on NBC returns. The Sparks, who won today, take on the Houston Comets. And following the WNBA, Game 4 this series between the Celtics and the Nets.
And then run a little play for Kerry Kittle's under.
Kidd loses it. Nice save that time by Tony Battie. Final seconds of the 3rd quarter. Tony Delk, excellent feed. And Rogers able to put it in.
That's right now.
Jefferson, the latest to guard Pierce. Nice quick move. Of course, Pierce is a big-time 4th-quarter player, but if the Celtics put themselves in too big a hole to make it matter. Tony Battie was limping as he ran up the floor, and they forced a turnover.
Not too big a hole if the Nets turn the ball over.
Walker against Van Horn, goes right at him, left-handed. And just like that, it's cut to 17. This is the closest they've been in the second half.
Stars, you saw them talking at the timeout between the quarters. Paul Pierce responds right away. Antoine Walker says, I'm just not talking. I'll show you what I mean. He also goes right to the basket.
Tony Battie, short.
No way, but it's more important for the Celtics in this series to step up and respond right now.
Pierce draws the foul and one. Somehow held on. And he's got a chance for a 3-point play. The Celtics have cut it to 15.
Paul Pierce again puts the ball on the floor. That's a careless foul right there. If you're not going to foul him hard, let him shoot a layup. Don't give him 3 points.
And a 14-point. Pierce gets past Jefferson again and puts it in.
No New Jersey net help defense. That's 4 plays. Paul Pierce puts the ball on the floor, but it's less what they're doing on the floor. It's what went on between the quarters.
In the first 2 games of this series, big leads were built. Comebacks came, but they fell short. This was the biggest lead built as Battie misses. Anderson with the steal, and he draws the foul. But every free throw enormous right now when you're down by double figures or more.
They'll need more than the 80% free throw shits more a game than he was in the regular season, because he's producing in the playoffs.
At both ends, Pierce inside. Paul Pierce already in this 4th quarter has 9 points. He led the NBA in 4th quarter points.
Both of the calls. Talking about Paul Pierce's 4th quarters, Mike, no team has he torched more in the 4th quarter this season than the New Jersey Nets.
And that one game where he had 46 of his 48 in the second half against them. Tony Delk hits the 3.
Player this quarter, the confidence, great spin move right to the rim. The help is too slow coming. Tony Delk is instant offense. You can't give him that good a look.
Have struggled from the line all game, but they've hit 4 in a row here. 4 big ones, and they're back up by 12. Pierce inside, puts it in.
For the Nets, but how about Paul Pierce? Splits the defense even though Jason Kidd is there. Great body control. Watch him turn his shoulder to avoid Jason Kidd and gets to the rim. He avoids the offensive foul. And
9 for 2. Anderson was 0 for 7 from the field at one point. He was in his last 4 shots. Knocks down that free throw. Their home floor were booed by their fans, getting whacked by as many as 26 points in the second half. Suddenly come alive here in the fourth quarter. That after a pretty verbal bashing by Antoine Walker in the huddle prior to the start of the fourth. He let his teammates know he was not happy, and they've got it to single digits. Rodgers goes for the fake, blocking foul, and one. Walker will pick up his fourth. And lead back to 12, just over 5.5 to play. Here in his fourth. A huge turnaround, but still an uphill climb for the Celtics. Kenny Anderson inside. And Anderson has hit his last 5 shots from the field.
I think the Nets
on defense. He didn't foul out at all this year. All the minutes that he plays as Rodgers hits that one. In fact,
and the officials respect his defensive presence. He gets a little bit of slack, but it's deserved. He's an all-defensive player.
After being dominated for the first 3 quarters of this game, the Boston Celtics exploding here in the fourth, and perhaps on the verge of the greatest fourth-quarter comeback in NBA playoff history. They were down by 21 to start this fourth quarter. Phoenix defeating Houston down 18 to start the fourth back in '94. And that one took overtime. Walker, big free throw. 5-point game.
Mike, they're defending. Their defense has been better each successive quarter, and the New Jersey Nets are helping them with turnovers. Antoine Walker is, and how much he respects his basketball IQ. That might have been a little emotional, but he got his point across. Hustle back for the rebound.
Both teams in the penalty. Both teams with 2 timeouts plus a 20. Pierce inside, puts it in.
Jason Pierce has the advantage.
Shooting better from the line. And he kind of coaxed that one in.
To take care of the ball, Mike. They're killing themselves on the offensive end with turnovers.
1-point game. Time in the playoffs and leading by 19 points plus entering the fourth quarter. You see a perfect number there. And Pierce hits the big free throw to tie the game.
Mike, if I'm the New Jersey Nets, if there's one shot I did not want in that possession, it's a Kerry Kittles 3-point shot.
Celtics lead. One of the most amazing comebacks in NBA history. 22nd timeout called by New Jersey. This crowd is absolutely delirious. It's not the old Boston Garden, but it certainly feels like it today. Kittles drives hard and throws it away. Here comes Anderson. Blocked by Kittles, but a goaltend. Celtics go up by 3. 29.8 remaining. This entire building on its feet.
The Celtic great leading the cheers. No one has been quiet since.
Now for New Jersey, this game is far from over. They're shell-shocked right now, but they have to keep their heads in it. They certainly have a chance to still win.
It's a one-possession game. Doesn't have to be a 3 necessarily right now.
Kittles. Van Horn, blocked by Walker. Rebounded by Pierce. And they foul Pierce with 17.6 remaining. Antoine Walker with a huge block. Nets were just thinking 3, and they didn't really have to as Pierce shaken up on the play.
Keith Van Horn. Antoine Walker reaches in. I don't know what he got a piece of right there.
That's also a very dangerous play. He fouls him there, and that's close. It's 3 free throws. Meanwhile, Boston will call timeout. Aaron Williams, who committed the foul on Pierce.
2-possession game. The Celtics can do anything but foul.
Kidd for 3, blocked by Rodgers. Knocked loose. Harris has it. Kidd for 3. And the Boston Celtics with the greatest fourth-quarter comeback in NBA playoff history. What an emotional scene as the Celtics take a 2-1 lead in this best-of-7 Eastern Conference final. What seemed to be an insurmountable